keeping the Redbirds in scoring. Ball is on the floor. Odiokosa comes away with it. Now it's Hill.
Great hustle by a pair of birds.
Alex Rubin for three. That's in. Good sequence for Illinois State.
I'll go back to the hustle on defense. Osiris flies out of bounds. Odiokosa goes on the floor. It results in a big-time three that brings this crowd to its feet.
So the Redbirds open up with consecutive baskets and now open their lead to 7. Here's Ryan. He bumped in, and it's going to be an offensive foul. Good defense there by Rubin.
I don't think there's any question on that. That was a good defensive play. Alex Rubin, that's what he's about. He's the floor burn kid out there.
Well, you got to tip your hat to Alex Rubin. He knows his niche. He has perfected that three-point shot right in the front of the Redbird bench in the corner. And as you mentioned, he has a lot of deflections. He takes charges. He does all those little things.
That's exactly right. When you talk about perfecting the three-point shot, Alex knows his limitations. He's best as a shooter when he is set. He's not a great shooter yet at this stage of his career off the dribble.
Now the Aces trying to score in transition off the turnover by Osiris Eldridge, and now we've got a foul against the Redbirds. And that's going to go against Odiokosa.
42, Odiokosa, that's his first. It is the first team foul on the half on the Redbirds. Out of bounds to Evans.
Here's a look at that foul and the contact afterwards.
It was on this, on the rebound.
Now Holmes down the lane had a shot change. That time it was blocked. It's Hope getting it back and flipping it up and in with the left hand.
Good effort by Hope right there to staying with it, splitting the two rebounders, two Redbird rebounders, and getting his second chance.
6 points now for Clint Hope.
Again, a clear out down low. Dima going to work.
And again, drawing contact on the foul on Hope.
Is that 3 or 4? Nope, my fault. Wrong guy. It's only his, I believe he's second.
Second foul on Hope. Boy, Odiokosa has really got that move down, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, and they're doing a great job of running a play where he's isolated down there and they can't drop down or bring any help side over. And when he gets it in that situation, Demon knows what to do with it at this point. Earlier in his career, I wouldn't say he did always know what to do with it. He does now.
Had a nice conversation with Ben Wiersba from Farmington, who's an assistant coach on the Evansville staff last week when we were at Roberts Stadium, and he said when he watches tape, he cannot believe the improvement in Odiokosa. He said the entire Evansville coaching staff just says, look at his footwork. Look at how much he's improved.
Well, the one thing he does so wonderfully at 6'8", 240, you never see him get his feet crossed up. He moves so quickly that his feet are always where they belong. He's never off balance.
Here's a look on that foul, and on the inbounds pass, it goes out of bounds, a turnover, the 7th of the game for the Aces.
Those type of unforced errors right there are the kind of things that the Redbird defense needs to kind of create more of. They need to put more pressure like that in their half-court defense and make the Aces have to play them tough.
Austin Hill works his way to an open spot on the floor, can't get the shot to go. Offensive rebound, Odiokosa. Now it's going to be Phillips. He missed the 3. Extra pass made that time by Rubin. Now Lacey behind the screen, works on Hill, pushes off, but there's going to be a blocking foul on Austin Hill.
Goodness.
Record foul at 13, Austin Hill, his third.
Austin Hill worked hard to get position there by moving his feet.
Out of bounds.
Lacey got the arm stuck out there, buried his shoulder. It looked like he pushed him, but you don't get every call. You got to play through it and get tough.
Third foul on Austin Hill, and the Aces got the ball in before the Redbirds could make a change. Hudson the miss. Odiokosa gets it down. Justin Clark is at the scoring table. He'll likely come in for Hill. Here's Eldridge. Draws a double team. Worked his way down, flipped it up, couldn't get it to go.
Lost his footing, didn't have the balance or strength. Forced that shot under that circumstance.
Tough night shooting for Osiris. He's 1 out of 7 from the field. Aces trying to carve into a 6-point Illinois State lead. Here's Holmes. He's being guarded nicely by Eldridge, but goes right around him on the pump fake.
Basket by 34, Denver Holmes.
You know, sometimes we fall in love with just looking at the stat line that Osiris Eldridge has offensively, but more often than not, he's guarding the top, perimeter player on the opposition, and he's doing a nice job on Holmes. Holmes got free that time. Here's Phillips down the lane, little floater off the glass and in.
Phillips did one of those on the opposite side in the first half. Nice little floater, nice soft touch, gives it a chance to go in and does. That made possible by a big-time screen from Dima.
Here's Hudson. He curled right off that screen, just like you said, textbook Evansville basketball.
They just constant movement, constant use of screens.
4 points for Monet Hudson, the junior from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Hill couldn't get the reverse to go, but Dima Odiakosa's offensive rebound is in.
Hill couldn't get the basket to go, but he attracted Dima Odiakosa's defender, which left Dima wide open for the rebound and the putback.
Good second half so far for Odiakosa. Colt Ryan, the miss. Rebound by guess who? Odiakosa. Now Phillips puts the pedal to the metal. He couldn't finish.
Holy smokes, he got hit hard. That wasn't a little bump.
Holmes all the way down on Hill, flipped it in.
Well, now we're seeing something rather uncharacteristic of both teams. They're getting up and down the floor at a fast pace.
Looks like both teams are in need of a little breather here, too. They can't wait for the immediate timeout.
Yeah, there's some subs both ways setting over at the scorer's table.
And now we've got a whistle. Now we've got our timeout.
Nope. Osiris stepped out of bounds. Yes, you're right. We do have timeout, but it was a turnover. Redbirds. Ball goes back to the Aces when we return.
4-point Illinois State lead. Back with more from normal in a minute. This is Redbird basketball live on Comcast.
January 16th and Sunday, January 17th from noon to 5, experience what the word fine is all about. Fine wine, fine cheese, and fine furniture all come together when Mackinac Vineyard, Rock Cheese, and Whitaker's Furniture celebrate an afternoon of indulgence. Sample life at its best. Enjoy wine and cheese that taste good in an atmosphere surrounded by good taste. Whitaker's, the way furniture should be made. Whitaker's, just 5 minutes north of Normal in Hudson.
Recognizing winners is our business at B&B Awards and Recognition. We're family owned and operated, featuring the highest quality awards and recognition items for businesses, schools, colleges, sports, and community organizations. Our certified recognition specialists use the latest equipment and techniques. Don't forget to check out our personalized gifts. When you need to show someone they're the best, give the best. B&B Awards and Recognition, located in Towanda Plaza.
Cheeks Bar and Grill in the Towanda Plaza is a great place to go. Stop by during the week for daily lunch specials. Cheeks serves up the best burgers in town every day, and on Saturday and Sunday you can get a cheeseburger for just $1.50. There's live music on Saturdays and karaoke on Thursdays. Don't forget about the 13 TVs, including 9 plasmas, and our pool and dart leagues. Our outdoor patio gives you the opportunity to enjoy the weather and relax with your friends with 4 TVs to view all the games outside. Cheeks Bar and Grill in the Towanda Plaza in Bloomington, where you won't be a stranger for long.
Dima Odiakosa with 5 points in the first 5 minutes here of this second half. He's much more aggressive, it looks like, here in the second half.
Well, he definitely was. As you see him get the putback right there, he's in the right place. When his man left to help on the penetrating dribble of Austin Hill, he was right where he needed to be. Didn't stand around and watch. He rolled right into the bucket so he could get rebound position. Got the easy stick back.
And he's getting a breather now on the Redbird bench, as is Osiris Eldridge. Jackie Carmichael's in, along with Kellen Thornton. So it's Lloyd Phillips, Alex Rubin, Justin Clark, Jackie Carmichael, and Kellen Thornton, the 5 on the floor for the Redbirds. Monet Hudson, Colt Ryan, Denver Holmes, Peter Van Tongeren now in the game for the first time, and Kevon Lacey on the floor for Evansville.
Coming out after the timeout, we see the Redbirds going to a 2-3 zone once again. I think it threw the Aces threw them for a loop there for the first 10 seconds of the shot clock, and now they've recovered and they're going to, there's a deflection by Alex Rubin.
And now he's going to take it down on Ryan. He lost the dribble looking for help. Carmichael trails the play. Now it's Clark. Thought about the screen, now going to penetrate and kick out. Rubin. Good defense by Holmes. He recovered quickly. The Redbirds wisely reset the offense.
Good hustle again on defense. The change in defenses from man to zone created a unique look.
Phillips in the paint, and it's going to be a tip dunk, and they're going to wave it off. It was Thornton trying to follow up. Thornton and Carmichael both went up, but that ball is in the cylinder.
Yeah, no question. It was. It took 2 or 3 bounces, and when you're this high in the air, as you see right here, it's really hard to say no when you're up there.
Yep, Thornton and Carmichael. Carmichael got his hands on it first, and so they'll take that basket away. And now a backdoor cut by Kevon Lacey. That's a 4-point swing. Take 2 points away from your team and add 2 points to the Evansville squad. It's now a 2-point game.
Bird's got to regroup.
Lob down to Carmichael. Couldn't finish. Got it back. Offensive rebound and a 3-point opportunity.
Oh, my. He just willed that ball into the basket. I think they were doing chin-ups on his right forearm, and he put it in the hole. Good pass by Phillips. Leads Carmichael right to the rim. He short arms the first one. Gets mugged on the second one and still finds a way to get it in the hole and go to the line.
Carmichael has averaged about 11 points per game since the Missouri Valley Conference season has started, but he's not quite having the afternoon or the evening that he had last week in Evansville here tonight.
That would be hard to duplicate.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it.
He had 4 points here tonight after a 20-point effort last week and a 3-pointer that goes in by Ryan again. He's got a 20-point night. 20 points for the freshman Colt Ryan. It's a 1-point basketball game. Thornton, pull-up jumper, that's good.
Good-looking shot. Like we said in the first half, he's playing with so much more confidence, particularly on the offensive end. He feels like he fits in this year.
First 2 points of the night for Kellen Thornton. Again off the screen, it's Colt Ryan. Catch and shoot, can't get it. Tipped by Van Tongeren, wouldn't go.
Good help on defense that time on Colt Ryan by Jackie Carmichael.
They sag off Clark. He'll try the 3 and miss it.
A little flat on the shot. He needs to get a little more arc on that, get that elbow under and get the ball up. It'll happen.
We're under 12 minutes to go in this one. Kurt Pegler, Bob Morris, our Comcast Sports crew here in Normal, where the Redbirds lead the Aces 47-44 in Missouri Valley Conference play. Van Tongeren left open, swatted out of there by Thornton, but it's going to be goaltending.
And it's goaltending. Credit the basket to number 41, Peter Van Tongeren.
And we've got a timeout on the floor. Marty Simmons applauds his Aces. They've pulled to within 1, 47-46 ISU. This is Illinois State basketball live on Comcast.
The year end is here, and that means you'll save even more on all remaining 09 cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock at Lynn Chevrolet Buick in Pontiac. Large inventory? Check. Bigger savings than ever? Check. Unmatched service after the sale? Check. Come see why Lynn Chevrolet Buick in Pontiac puts smiles on faces and keeps money in your pocket. Our year-end clearance sale starts now.
See Lynn Chevrolet Buick today, I-55 and Route 116 at exit 197 in Pontiac, where service makes friends.
Disaster. It always takes you by surprise, like when the building next to your business caught fire. Sure, your building was saved from the flames, but it got completely doused in the process. And computers are not waterproof. You have planned for disaster, haven't you? Secure everything with BTS ProVault software. Rest well. Call STL to get business technology solutions. Learn more at stlbts.com.
I'm John Koch, store manager of the Luca Grill.
And I'm Tony Smith, co-manager of the Luca Grill.
We'll be interrupting the program you're watching
Or ball game.
to discuss
Or debate.
frequently asked questions about the Luca Grill.
These opinions are our own and may or may not be true.
and should never, ever be taken seriously.
Our current topic is listed to the right of your screen.
So please, try to keep up.
If our researchers are on their game,
The ticker at the bottom of the screen will list current information.
but don't hold us to it.
Redbirds have a 47-46 lead over Evansville here in Normal. 18 years ago tonight, January 13th, 1992. I know exactly where you were at, Bob Morris. You were sitting right over about where Tim Jankovic is right now on that ISU coaching bench. And Bob Bender, the head coach of the Redbirds, fainted while coaching Illinois State in a 54-51 win over Drake. You remember that night well, don't you?
Oh, yes. It was one of the most bizarre evenings on the bench I've ever had. Coach Bender, while he spent a lot of time watching the game in a squatted position. He exploded up after the reaction to a play on the court, went straight up in the air, and had a head rush is the best way to describe it, and went down. He had been having bad sinus problems that whole week and ended up spending the night in the hospital. Everything cleared out okay, but it was unusual to see your head coach go off on a stretcher.
And all you coaches, you assistant coaches, Ray Giacoletti and Jay Lowenthal and Bob Morris, you guys took credit for the victory, didn't you?
Yeah, we took it.
Jackie Carmichael got the shot off before the shot clock. Offensive rebound. Now Lloyd Phillips with a three.
Again, what a great contribution Justin Clark is making tonight. He got the offensive rebound right there, kicked it out to a wide open Lloyd Phillips, who knocked it down, but that doesn't happen unless Justin Clark crashes the board.
Third three-point make of the night now for Phillips. Give him 13 points. He's the lone Redbird in double figures. Illinois State's lead is 4.
Redbirds back in the 2-3 zone.
Taylor had his shot altered that time by an aggressive Kellen Thornton. Now Clark gives it up in the corner, pump fake. It's Thornton. He's bodied up and fouled that time by Ryan.
And very gentlemanly like walks over and helps Thornton up.
Evansville foul number 11, Paul Bryan. He has 2 fouls. The team has
Here we'll see the
5.
shot fake, gets the defender up in the air, grabs a hold, takes him down.
Second foul now on Ryan. Boy, what a game he's had. 20 points on 7 of 13 shooting for the Aces. Now Carmichael. We approach the 10-minute mark left in this one. Phillips. Clark to the corner. Tried to spin. Slipped it down to Carmichael. He couldn't finish. He tried to dunk it, but he was too far away from the basket and didn't quite have what he would normally have on that dunk.
Well, he was a little far away to try to go in for a dunk on that, and just needed to go up with these regular little jump hook right there and finish the play off. Couple of freshmen out there doing things, making something happening for the Redbirds.
Taylor down the lane, gives it up. Lacey's shot no good. Boy, Clark, we're seeing a side of Justin Clark's game that we haven't seen really all year. He's really contributing in other ways besides shooting the basketball.
Yes, it is, and it's nice to see it happen, because when you start doing that, eventually your shot's going to come back.
Van Tongren thought he had a steal, but he stepped on the end line.
That's what happens when you have great big sized feet like that. You and I would never have had that trouble. Well, I wouldn't. You might have, but I never would have.
You see Jackie Carmichael go back to the Redbird bench, and Dima Odiakosa comes in. Here's Clark now. He gets a screen from Odiakosa. Ruben down low to Odiakosa, stripped, and again, Evansville is standing on the baseline there.
Well, I'll tell you, the biggest difference I see in the Evansville here is I kind of evaluate things again. They're much more physical than they were at Evansville a week ago. There's takedowns happening, there's bodies being pushed and shoved. And I don't mean dirty, don't get me wrong.
Phillips is fouled on the 3. I really agree with you, Bob, and they're doing it without James Harzma, who's probably their most physical presence.
Well, when you lead the league in rebounding as Harzma does, then yeah, you have to have some physicality to you. And I think it was a real challenge from the Evansville staff to their players to come out and do that tonight. And again, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they're playing dirty. I'm just saying they're bringing a physical presence to the game that they didn't show at all a week ago.
Now, Lloyd Phillips is having a second solid effort against Evansville. He's doing it a different way tonight. He's doing it with scoring. Last week, he had that 9-assist game. You and I kind of had him for 10, but unofficially he had 11 points and 9 assists. You and I both thought maybe he had 10, but we don't have the clout that the Missouri Valley Conference demands to change statistics, so we won't even bark up that tree. But Phillips is doing it scoring-wise now here tonight. He just has 3 assists, but he has 16 points, and perhaps in absence of Osiris Eldridge, he's now the scorer.
That's exactly right. He has assumed that role this evening, and he's doing it well because he's not forcing anything. He's just taking shots that you should be taking into his position.
Nice pass down low, and Kevon Lacey's going to get to the free throw line.
Kellen Thornton is a half step late, rotating over at that point in time and got up in the air.
Team foul 4.
We see a pass inside, and Thornton, there he is, a half step slow, goes up, obviously makes the foul.
2 shots.
It's been a rough year, sorry, Bob, for Kevon Lacey. He had knee surgery in May, worked all summer long to get himself ready for the season, and then had to have his knee scoped in December. You see Osiris Eldridge on that Redbird bench again. If you've just joined us, 1 out of 7 from the floor, 2 points, and perhaps still feeling the effects from the flu bug, which seems to be going through the Redbirds right now.
Well, to Kevon Lacey and his 2 surgeries that he's had, you see right there, he knocked down his free throws. When he's on the floor, his shot is not affected, but when he has to shoot an outside perimeter shot where it requires a jump shot, it's really a flat shot. He has no lift and explosion off of his knees.
Yeah, he missed 6 games while recovering from the arthroscopic surgery, and a foul on Van Tongeren now as he tried to get the block, or tried to get the charge, and he's going to be whistled for the block.
Foul on 41, Peter. That's his first.
The other,
Team foul 7.
we see the replay right here. Good take by Thornton and an obvious block on the baseline. You know, Kirk, I want to go back and reiterate something to our viewers tonight, that this is typical Valley basketball. I mean, you might get 1 or 2 blowouts in a year, but you're not going to do that night in, night out. And I don't care who it is you're playing. As you look up and down that schedule and you look at all the teams and you check scores out from night to night, there's a lot of 1, 2, 5-point ball games, and that's a very balanced, good conference that you're going to have to be competitive every night.
Ryan again through a seam in the Redbird defense. 22 points now for Colt Ryan.
Colt Ryan's proven that he's more than just a shooter. He can also drive. He uses his body to protect the ball and lay it in off the glass. He's a complete deal.
Here's Odiakosa. He's been effective down there on the low block, and he drew contact. The foul's going to be on Ryan on the reach-in, trying to help out Hope.
Evansville foul number 11.
We've got a timeout on the floor. The Redbirds have a 3-point lead with 7:42 to go. Back with more from Normal in a minute. This is ISU basketball on Comcast.
Whether you're hosting a party or sitting down to enjoy the game, don't forget the beer nuts. Peanuts, cashews, or almonds are available in different tastes, sure to please everyone. We offer a large selection of unique gift packs and specialty items for every occasion and price range. Shop in person, by phone, by fax, or by mail. You can even shop on our website at beernuts.com. Shop in either of our 2 locations, the corner of Washington and Robinson Streets in Bloomington, or at the Sale Barn on Route 51 South.
Since 1946, Van Gundy Insurance has been a resource for insurance services in Central Illinois. If your employees are asking about a more attractive health plan, including health savings accounts or a 401k plan, call Agent Mark Brent to discuss your options. It's easier to attract good employees when your benefit package is competitive. Partner with Mark to offer the best. Visit our website at vangundy.com or stop by our office in Normal. Insure with confidence at Van Gundy Agency.
Located in downtown Pontiac, Evanglow is a faith-based senior living community with affordable lifestyle choices designed to meet each resident's unique wants and needs. With over 50 years of excellent care, Evanglow offers experience you can trust. Call 815-844-6131 today or look for yourself at www.evanglowlodge.org.
Evanglow, a family of friends.
It's Illinois State 53 and Evansville 50. 7:42 to go here in regulation at Redbird Arena. Kurt Pegler, Bob Morris, our Comcast Sports crew with you. And glad you're alongside throughout the Comcast markets throughout the state of Illinois. We're being seen tonight in Rockford, Chicago, and Springfield. Marty Simmons back in his home state of Illinois, the former Lawrenceville High School basketball star. We mentioned one of the great high school players ever in the rich history of Illinois prep basketball. He led Lawrenceville to state championships in 82 and 83, 34-0 in 1982, 34-0 in 1983. First time that had ever happened, back-to-back undefeated state champions. And all he did in that championship game in 82, 21 points, 19 rebounds, and 7 assists. And you remember in the 83 title game, he played Flanagan, and Flanagan was led by a 7-footer by the name of Bill Braxick, who then went on to play here at Illinois State.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. You're right. Marty Simmons was on a pair of legendary, literally legendary teams out of Lawrenceville High School.
Ron Felling coached teams.
And Jay Scheidler as his sidekick.
Doug Knopsick, the former Southern Illinois Saluki, was on the first of those two back-to-back state champions as well. So a little history for you on Marty Simmons there. There's Kevon Lacey on the outside. Boy, the Aces just will not go away here tonight.
He didn't look like he had any knee problems right there, did he, Kurt? Jumped up, knocked that one down, looking good on that shot.
55-52, a three-point Illinois State lead. Redbirds with a basketball. Osiris Eldridge is back in the game. That's him with it. Works baseline. His pass to Lloyd Phillips is out of bounds. See if it was tipped. It was not. So that's a turnover against Illinois State. So the Redbirds have Eldridge, Phillips, Hill, Odiakosa, and Rubin on the floor. Holmes, Lacey, Hope, Ryan, and Taylor are the five on the floor right now for the Purple Aces.
Big possession, I think, right here. 3-point ball game. That's it. Well defended by the Birds.
A 5-second call.
Waiting for something to happen, but it didn't happen because the Birds were defending all those off screens so well. They got a 5 count. Good job defensively by the Birds. Gained an extra possession offensively because of their defense tenacity.
We're under 7 minutes to go in this one now. Here's Rubin behind the screen now from Odiakosa. He's going to try a three. That's in. Boy, a big shot for Alex Rubin.
Once again, nice, easy dribble. The defender did not get over top very well. There wasn't much pressure, and he just, when he has a chance to get his feet set, he's a very good shooter at that point.
11 points for Rubin, coming off a career-high 13 against Northern Iowa, and another block by the Redbird defense. It's Odiakosa. Now Phillips in trouble, gives it up to Hill. Right down the lane. Scooped it up, and there's going to be a blocking foul against the Aces.
Good recognition out front that time, not only by Lloyd Phillips because he got trapped as he came across the midcourt, but Austin Hill stayed high, so Phillips had a release pass to get out of the trap, and then he attacked the basket immediately, knowing they were one shy on defense.
13, Austin Hill at the line for the Redbirds.
First free throw was good for Hill. He is the transfer from Southeastern Illinois Community College. Covington, Kentucky is his hometown. Now we're seeing Kevon Lacey leave the game, and Monet Hudson comes in for the Aces. Hill trying to get into double figures with a made foul shot here. He's averaging just 6.5 points per game, so he's well over his average, really contributing tonight for the Redbirds.
Well, the Birds have done a good job of getting their bench into the game tonight. They've had a lot of contributions from a wide variety of people. They've had 9 different Redbirds score. 6 different Redbirds have made assists.
Holmes working baseline and laying it in.
Good take. Good take right there. Smart basketball player.
Baskets have been hard to come by for Holmes, but he has 8 points now. Under 6 minutes left in this one. Hand check is going to be whistled against Troy Taylor.
Evansville foul number 5, Troy Taylor. That's his
Back to the free throw line goes Lloyd Phillips. And the Redbirds are now in the double bonus.
Double bonus, but they themselves, the Redbirds, have only committed 4 fouls this half, which keeps the Aces off the foul line on all common fouls.
Lloyd has stepped up his scoring here. When he first came, obviously, to the Redbirds, and he was more of a distributor. You had Champaguchi on one side and Osiris Eldridge on the other. As the point guard, you better find those guys. But there's been several nights this year during the Missouri Valley Conference where he's just taken the scoring load on his shoulders. Tonight's one of those nights.
Well, yeah, and again, this year he's a little more comfortable recognizing when those nights are.
Here's Holmes off the screen. No good. Hill to rebound. Nicely done. Before he hit the floor, he flipped it over to Phillips to avoid the travel violation. Now it's Osiris. He snaps a pass inside the lane, but it was knocked out of Dima's hands. Ball is on the floor. There might be a travel. The Redbirds are going to get it back, it looks like.
He laid on the end line, on the sideline, excuse me. Taylor did it. When he went for the loose ball, great effort on his part, but he rolled over onto the end line, which is out of bounds.
5 minutes to go in this one. 62-54. Redbirds have ballooned the lead to 8 here. Now it's Odiakosa. Spin move again. Can't get it to go. It's Hope coming down with a defensive rebound.
Short on the shot. Didn't follow through. Get that little flip of the wrist. Didn't happen. A little short on that. Good move, though.
Evansville wants timeout. And so we'll step aside. 4:44 to go in this one. The Redbirds lead at 62-54. You're watching ISU basketball live on Comcast.
Ready for Redbird basketball. The Redbirds take on Creighton on Wednesday, January 20th at 7. Special halftime show featuring the Superstars. Call 438-8000 or visit GoRedbirds.com.
Cheeks Bar and Grill in the Towanda Plaza is a great place to go. Stop by during the week for daily lunch specials. Cheeks serves up the best burgers in town every day, and on Saturday and Sunday you can get a cheeseburger for just $1.50. There's live music on Saturdays and karaoke on Thursdays. Don't forget about the 13 TVs, including 9 plasmas, and our pool and dart leagues. Our outdoor patio gives you the opportunity to enjoy the weather and relax with your friends with 4 TVs to view all the games outside. Cheeks Bar and Grill in the Towanda Plaza in Bloomington, where you won't be a stranger for long.
We can fix anything. Kurt's Auto Body in Bloomington.
Another solid effort tonight for Alex Rubin, the junior from Plymouth, Minnesota. 3 out of 3 from three-point land.
You see the defender cheated, kind of took the lazy route, went behind the screen rather than fight over, which I know Marty Simmons is not thrilled about. And as he did, that gave Alex Rubin the time he needed to get squared up and shot the 3 and knocked her down.
In his last 9 games, he's shooting from beyond the arc at better than 46%. That's going to keep you on the floor.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to do, is keep you on the floor. And every time the defense cheats and goes under a screen, you're going to let her fly.
Lloyd Phillips has whistled for that foul as he was trying to fight through the screen. For a lot of physical play here tonight.
Well, and I'll give the officials credit. I think they've done a good job of keeping the game in control, not letting either team be, excessively rough and gaining an advantage over the other team, and yet not blowing the whistle too much.
I agree with you. Ryan being guarded by Eldridge. Working baseline, looking for help, flipped it up. It's going to be a steal. Redbirds have numbers, 3-on-1. It's Phillips all the way down, missed the shot. Rubin follows.
That time, Colt Ryan was a freshman. He penetrated baseline and had absolutely nothing. He left his feet and just threw the ball up for grabs, and it was a breakaway for the Birds. That's a big basket. To go to that 10-point double-digit spread with just approximately 4 minutes left in the game, that's a mental edge more than anything, but it means something as you look up there as a player.
Holmes spins on Rubin and drew the foul on Odiakosa. When you think about in the guts of the game, it's a freshman or a sophomore taking the shot for Evansville. That just goes to show you how young this team is and how perhaps bright the future is for Marty Simmons' team. Timeout on the floor, 3:53 to go, 10-point Redbird lead. Back with more from Normal in a minute. This is ISU Basketball live on Comcast.
Julie, look what's new at McDonald's.
You can get a quality iced mocha and a caramel latte.
Or a vanilla cappuccino, all your favorite flavors, including hazelnut at great prices.
Get breakfast, lunch, or dinner, plus your favorite specialty coffee with only one stop.
Quality, value, and McDonald's speedy service.
Here you go. Thanks.
Can I have mine with a lot of whipped cream?
You don't need a lot, Bob.
Okay, just a little, Jules. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it.
Located in downtown Pontiac, Evanglow is a faith-based senior living community with affordable lifestyle choices designed to meet each resident's unique wants and needs. With over 50 years of excellent care, Evanglow offers experience you can trust. Call 815-844-6131 today or look for yourself at www.evanglowlodge.org.
Evanglow, a family of friends.
At Clay Dooley, we are not just your home for the highest quality, most affordable tires. We pride ourselves in bringing you the finest auto servicing in the area. With our state-of-the-art diagnostic tools and equipment, we can service all makes and models, foreign and domestic.
We come to Clay Dooley because of the great people here, the wonderful service, the dependability, flexibility, and great prices.
At Clay Dooley Tire and Auto, drive with confidence.
Redbirds get a steal, and on the other end, they get some points. Lloyd Phillips doesn't finish. Alex Rubin does.
Well, Kurt, if you look down, I'm going to give Lloyd some credit here. He took a peek over his left shoulder as he was penetrating on that. He saw he had Alex Rubin coming, but he also saw he had a defender close on his shoulder. He laid that ball high up off the glass, knowing Alex was going to be there to finish. That comes from playing together. That's not an accident.
Well, the Redbird lead is 10 at 64-54 with Denver Holmes going to the free throw line to complete my thought before the break. Holmes is the sophomore, Ryan is the freshman. These are the guys on the floor that are getting their name and number called to take these clutch shots. It's not a senior, it's not a junior.
That's because they don't exist. They only have one senior, as we pointed out earlier. I'll go back to what I said in the first half. The future's bright at Evansville when they've got two skilled players that can put the ball in the hole as often as those two can for them.
And Holmes now in double figures with 10 points. Right at his scoring average. The Redbird lead is 8. We're under 4 minutes to go, 64-56. There's Phillips now. He's guarded by a freshman in Taylor. This is Odiakosa with a nice spin, but he got too far into the basket. Nice rebound, though, by Eldridge to preserve the offensive set. Now it's going to be Phillips for three.
Good hustle by Cyrus Eldridge, who's obviously not himself tonight. We believe more than likely as the flu bug is going through the Redbirds that he's feeling the effects of some of that. But there again he is, causing a deflection on defense.
Rubin comes away with it. Now Austin Hill, left open. Now it's Rubin. The Redbirds were wise to bring the ball back out.
Run a little time, run a little clock. You got control of the game if you do.
And it's under 3 minutes left in this one. Give and go. Osiris and Odiakosa, offensive foul on Dima.
That might have been the softest charge I've ever seen by a man that size. Here we see the feed from Osiris. I'll let the viewers form their own opinion on that call.
Now a big possession for the Aces.
Yes, it is. What was a 10-point, now down to 8, could be 6.
And again, Rubin with good D. The Redbirds come away with a steal. Austin Hill, one-on-one on Lacey. Flipped it up, and it's going to be a couple of free throws for him.
Once again, you're seeing defense create offense. And when the Birds have played well tonight, that is what has happened more times than not. We see Hill coming down the middle. Boom, crossover. Got the foul, almost the basket. You know, Kurt, winning ball games is something the Redbird fans, since Tim Jankovich has been here, are getting accustomed to. Illinois State, under the direction of Tim Jankovich and his staff, is number 1 in the Missouri Valley Conference, and since Tim has been here, with 61 victories. They lead the entire Missouri Valley league with league victories in 27, and the Missouri Valley Conference tournament with tournament victories in 4 during that time. That's not a bad resume in a short period of time.
And Austin Hill, off the bench, has given the Redbirds 12 points tonight. He's played very well. Ryan the miss, ball is out of bounds. It's going to be Evansville's. The Redbirds trying to make every offensive possession a difficult one for the Aces. Catch and shoot. Holmes missed it. Long rebound. Lacey.
Oh, great.
He and Hill fighting for it with Rubin. That might be off Alex Rubin, but I tell you what, you got to tip your hat to the Redbirds who really, I mean, we're talking out at the timeline of chasing that loose ball.
That's great. And listen to the crowd. You get great fan reaction when you give that kind of effort and heart. Austin Hill, Lloyd, or Alex Rubin right here chasing it down as we see in the replay, spilling their guts for the team. And coaches love it, but so do fans respect it.
Well, they've extended it to a full timeout, so why don't we step away? 2 minutes, 3 seconds to go. Don't go anywhere, folks. Illinois State a 10-point lead. Evansville with the basketball when we come back. This is ISU basketball live on Comcast. Okay, I'm guessing we are staying here then if that's the case. 2:03 to go here. Again, a 10-point Illinois State lead, 66-56. Kurt Pegler, Bob Morris, our Comcast sports crew with you. We remind you that our next televised game here on Comcast over most of these same stations will be a week from Saturday when the Redbirds play in Carbondale against the SIU Salukis. Now, tonight the Redbirds are trying to complete a series sweep if they can get that victory. And should they win in our next televised game at 2 o'clock on January the 23rd, the Redbirds would have swept the Salukis after beating them here a week ago Sunday in Normal.
Well, if they sweep them then, they have 5 consecutive wins over the Salukis. And as you said, if they can complete the sweep there, it would be 6. And that's a tough thing to do, as everybody knows how that rivalry is. That's a difficult task.
And a week from tonight, the Redbirds will welcome in the Creighton Blue Jays. Dana Altman's team will be here on January the 20th. So get your tickets now at 309-438-8000 or GoRedbirds.com. The Redbirds trying to close out this one in the final 2:03 with a 10-point lead.
You know, I love coming to basketball games. Kurt, I always have, obviously, been in it, coached it for 34 years and things of that nature, but I love the environment and the atmosphere of college basketball. It's just great places to be in. These fans tonight here at Redbird Arena are creating a beautiful environment.
Kevon Lacey. That won't go, and that is a devastating effort now for the Aces, who run some clock down and miss a 3, and now the Redbirds absolutely have the hammer. A 10-point lead, the basketball, and 95 seconds to play.
Well, they're going to just stand out and dribble the clock down as much as they can, and it appears as if the Aces are going to allow that because there's no pressure being put on them.
Here's Lloyd Phillips, tries to get the pass into Odiakosa. He does, and Dima finishes.
Great pass. Brought 2 defenders to the ball as he penetrated that deep. Dima knows how to seal off the guy that's coming from help side.
And Odiakosa quietly with a double-double tonight. 13 points and 10 rebounds. He does it every night.
He brings his game every game.
Yep.
He's got an A game that he brings every night. You're right, Kurt. And again, that's what coaches love to see, is somebody that comes every night because he gets contagious.
Well, it's been another rough night for Marty Simmons in his 3rd year at his alma mater. But as we have documented here tonight, he has some young pieces in this Evansville puzzle. This guy is one of them, Holmes. But he can't make the foul shot. The ball in the backcourt nearly stolen away by freshman Colt Ryan.
Well, I think we've seen a couple of wide open shots missed by Evansville here in the last 2 minutes. And we've seen missed free throw right there. I think you're seeing some tired legs on the Evansville Aces right now.
Well, Tim Jankovic called timeout because the Redbirds were awfully close to having a 10-second call, bringing the ball up the floor. Didn't want to turn it over.
That's right. That's exactly what it was. Because of the near steal, it ate up some of the time clock, and I don't think the Redbird players were aware of it.
We mentioned that Dima Odiakosa has a double-double. Here's a look at his last basket off the Lloyd Phillips feed.
He does a great job of sealing the help defender that came from the other side. That time happened to be Colt Ryan. He couldn't get on top or underneath him because of the great footwork and the wide base that Odiakosa had right there. He wanted the ball and got it.
Well, for a guy who was in all kinds of foul trouble last week when these two teams met, he's saved up his performance here tonight again with a double-double, 13 points and 11 rebounds, and the Redbirds are about 45 seconds away from improving to 13-4 on the season. Aces try and trap, and they come away with a steal. It's Holmes who steps in the passing lane. And now Osiris Eldridge returns the favor with a steal on his own.
He's going to bring it back out. Good job here. Good, smart basketball by the Redbirds. The fans are appreciative of the effort the Birds have given tonight. It wasn't one that came easy because the Aces weren't going to allow it. You've got to give the Evansville Aces a ton of credit after getting embarrassed last week at their home to come here and fight, scratch, claw, do whatever it took to make this game competitive, but the Redbirds answered the bell.
And the Redbirds are about to win their 8th consecutive game in this series with the Aces. And Austin Hill is trying to clean up here at the foul line. He now has tied his career high with 13. Cyrus Eldridge is going to leave the game, and people are going to open up the morning paper and they're going to see that Osiris scored all of 2 points on 1 of 7 from the field, but will not realize perhaps that he's fighting the flu, and he did a couple of other things here on the floor that won't necessarily show up in that box score.
You know, when you can get your star player to give you efforts like that when they're not feeling 100%, then you've got a winner. You got a winner on your hands.
Well, if you can win a game by 14 points when your star player only has 2, you're doing something right.
Exactly. Have other players that step up and help.
And that's going to be the case tonight. The Redbirds 70 and the Aces of Evansville 56. That's your final here from Redbird Arena. So Illinois State improves to 13-4 overall and 4-2 in the conference. And Evansville slips to 6-10 and 0-6 in the league. Again, it was not easy, but the Redbirds will take it.
Kurt, that might be the best 0-6 team that I've seen in a long, long time because they are fighters and they're scrappers. Redbirds had to earn the victory. Nothing was handed to them.
Well, Tim Jankovic is going to put his game face on even though he's not feeling 100%.
Kurt, I'll let him breathe on you.
He's agreed to come on over here and answer a couple of questions for us. Put those on, Coach. We know it hasn't been the best night for you as far as your physical stamina is concerned, but your team responded tonight. It was a much different game than last week's game against the Aces, but you came out with a hard-fought 14-point win.
Well, we absolutely knew it would be nothing like the last game. I've said 100 different times how much respect I have for Marty and their staff. I think they do just an unbelievable job of coaching. They're a little bit short-handed right now. Can you imagine? None of us could afford what they have been afforded, and look how they still come out and play. I think it's amazing. But it was a great win for us because it was a difficult situation for us in a lot of ways, and it was kind of a chess game in some ways going on at both ends. But I was really proud of our guys. I thought we played an exceptional second half. Defensively, we finally, really grabbed a hold of it. I thought the last 10 minutes, and that was the difference.
Well, I think you're right, Coach, and we all saw the effort of the defense in that second half step up. But on the offensive end, near the end, and I believe this is how it ended up tonight, you had 9 guys in the scoring column and 8 guys with assists. Wow, that's a lot of contributions from a wide variety of people.
So you guys have the benefit of all the stats coming by. We don't know what's
that smart.
We don't know what's going on over there.
I'm just that smart.
I can't even remember to look at the scoreboard, for gosh sakes. That's to see who's got how many points, But I thought we played very unselfishly. I really did, and I thought we had a pretty good offensive flow the second half. I was impressed with their game plan. We scored 82, I think, the last time. Points came much more difficult. Colt Ryan is.